What's up, Taurus Collective? Thank you for joining me for your energy reading. If it's your first time joining me, my name is Keita, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm so excited to be bringing forth a message for you guys for the month of August. Note that these readings are timeless. I just tend to do them on a monthly basis, but whenever you reach this message and it resonates with you, it's the message for you. It don't matter if it's August, September, October, November, December 2029. It does not matter, and take it how it resonates. I'm going to be pulling from the Quantum Oracle. It's kind of like the tarot for the reading, setting the foundation for the message. I'm going to clarify with the Aset Oracle, getting some of that Isis Kemetic energy, imparting some of that into the reading, and then I'm going to close us out with a message from a deck that I don't use that often. It's a great deck, I'm not often led to use it, but today I will, and it's going to be the White Light Oracle deck. As one thing that's been standing out to me is a lot of things that have been lurking in the darkness are coming to light, and it's because we've been receiving a lot of like light activations and light codes and things of that nature. So as we elevate, we're having to face some truths and see some things in a different light. So I think the White Light Oracle will be a great way for us to close out the reading. So I'm going to start. Okay, first of all, I said this in the Aries reading, I still didn't do it. I was led to grab my ancient wisdom and Isis anointing oils, right? And anoint my third eye, and I didn't do it. So I'm gonna do it now. And also going to anoint my pulse points and the back of my neck, which is known as a entryway for energy into our bodies, called the mouth of God, or the medulla oblongata. So whenever I anoint myself, I often anoint my chakra points, my pulse points, and also the mouth of God. And now that I have done that, we're gonna get started with the reading. So Father God, Mother Earth, ancestors, and spirit guides, I come to you as a messenger of your love and light, asking that you bring forth the best message for the highest good of the Taurus Collective at this time. Speak to me and through me to bring forth the message that needs to come from my mouth and reach their ears and heart in resonance at this time. So we got family, friends, and guides, which tells me that the ancestors are definitely showing up and showing out in some way. Professional assistants, represented by the Seven of People, and then the Sacred Temple, which is represented by the Five of Spirit. Now you got ancestral assistants coming through here with family, friends, and guides, the Six of Spirit. And for many of you, they are helping to lead you towards either you becoming a professional that helps others to go within, to meditate, to reach their sacred temple, because the sacred temple is that peaceful space inside of you, tapping in and connecting with your higher self and your team of light, being able to meditate and go to different realms. That is your sacred temple. But many of you are either being led or have a divine calling for becoming professionals who help others in that way, be it through Reiki or sound healing, tarot, Qigong, the martial arts, It's some way that you're either being led to be a teacher and provide professional assistance, or you're being led to someone who can provide you with professional assistance in that way. So if you're struggling to meditate, to adapt a mindfulness practice, to reach your sacred temple within, that peaceful healing space within you that holds ancient wisdom and sacred knowledge and the Akashic records, past lives. If you're needing help in that area, lean on your ancestors and your spirit guides to help point you in the right direction. Next thing you know, you in the grocery store bumping into somebody who's a Reiki master, or you're being invited to a yoga class, or you never know. Call on your ancestors and spirit guides to help you in that way. At the top of the deck, you have the one of events, great achievement. So you have a table set here in celebration of something after having reached some level of achievement, having put forth some hard work and receiving the fruit of your labor in something. And at the bottom of the deck, you have friends and colleagues. So yeah, you guys are going to be connecting with like-minded people who find interest in wellness, mindfulness, spirituality, and things of that nature, as a result of like hard work that you've done on yourself, or whatever you've done. I'm not gonna say in solitude, because for some of y'all definitely have had the presence of your ancestors and spirit guides helping you to evolve and to grow. But now you're being led, you've reached a certain level of doing it on your own, and now you're being led to connect with others, friends and colleagues, who are like-minded, and connecting with like soul family and kindred spirits who also are either interested in or already actively connecting with their sacred temple. I kind of want to read the message of sacred temple though, even though I have a great understanding of what it is. I think the book does a great job of explaining it. So if ever I find the damn book, I can read it to y'all. I don't even have it. Here you go. So I just got that damn I got that Kendrick Lamar song in my head, and at first I kept thinking that ain't a download. I just was struggling not to see walk in the gym earlier when I was listening to it, but now I'm feeling like it is a download, because the message is pertinent to what's coming forward, like realizing that you're different and that you're meant to connect with people who are different like you, kind of like the X-Men, you know what I'm saying, where there was this house full of mutants and quote-unquote misfits, you know what I'm saying, but they were all alike. They all had gifts, and they all came together to connect because they understood what each other was going through out in the mainstream society. They was looked at as menaces or threats, you know what I'm saying. When you come into your higher knowing, your higher self, that tends to be the case. People look at you like you're a threat. You trigger their insecurities, and they start to project their insecurities and their ignorance onto you. But for many of you, you're needing to call on your ancestors and spirit guides, or work with them more, so that they are leading you to your tribe, to the people who are spiritually in tune just like you, your soul family. They not like us. So that's why that song was like tough in my head. There's so many people who would rather live by the teachings and the dictates of the colonizers. And what Kendrick say? You're not a colleague, friends and colleagues. You're not a colleague, you're a colonizer. So for many of you, you're finding that as you're evolving, like the people that you once considered friends, family, close co-workers or whatever, you seeing the truth of the matter. And I got 2 white candles lit here. One just went out. For some of you, your time has expired with just our 1010, those cycles and those people you connected with in that cycle, that version of you. This is damn near the same message that came out for the Aries reader. But Sacred Temple is your hall of records. The card unveils your ultimate place of power and inspiration. The Sacred Temple is the seat of your soul, and it's always available to you as a source of peace, balance, and connection to spirit. You can access this wonderful place by meditating on your own heart center. Receiving this card upright is telling you that it's time to do so. You are at a point in your life and in your personal power where you are able to open this holy vault and connect with the unlimited information contained therein. Whatever project you may be working on, whatever type of information you need, whether personal, spiritual, financial, medical, artistic, scientific, or any other topic, the answers you seek are available to you now through the Akashic Records. When you connect with this powerful spiritual source, you will find all of the avenues of your life opening up with possibility. This card is telling you that you are ready, so take the time to enter the temple. Meditate, trust, and believe. You'll be amazed at the important energy and information you find there. I am a living witness that, just like the symbology of one of those candles going out and one still being lit, we have been on the journey of individualization, becoming more of our individual authentic self. That requires gaining knowledge and wisdom from not just about ourselves in this lifetime, but our past lives. Gaining knowledge, wisdom, skills from our ancestors and things that have been passed down to us, not only traditionally, generationally, but like in our DNA. Some of it good, some not so good. Healing those things that are not leading us to connecting with our higher self. And that separates us from a lot of other people who they want to drink the Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? They want to stay asleep. If you have not checked out the video, the live that I did on Instagram, the playback for it's called Can We Talk? And I was talking about being awake in a sleeping world. It's difficult. However, you are better able to like stand your ground and step forward as your authentic self courageously in your lioness energy when you know the truth of who you are, when you know thyself, and when you know thyself, then you can be true to thyself, which is something that I'm very adamant about, to the point where I got it tattooed on my arm, because that's like my motto: be to thine own self, be true. Despite all others, be true to who you are, what you believe, who you love, what you love. And a lot of that is not just in this lifetime, but the information that you gained from your Akashic records, your experiences that are in your Akashic records. I've invested in hypnotherapy to be able to see into many of my past lives and make sense of a lot of the trauma and fear that I felt in this lifetime. I've had past life regression via Reiki healing that helped me to understand a lot of where my poverty consciousness is rooted. In my own private meditation, I've had visions and been able to tap into some energies through shamanic journeying that gave me answers and insights into things from my past lives and things that still plague me to this day. And then I've been led to the antidotes. I've been led to the people. I've been led to the places. I've been led to the things that have been meant to help me heal. A lot of that has been working with crystals, working with sound frequencies, naps, resting, going to the gym. Believe it or not, is very much a spiritual practice for me. But there's a myriad of ways to do this shit, and that is just what y'all are being called to do at this time, to deepen your spiritual practice as an individual and also connect with others who are interested in those things that you are interested in. Because baby, iron sharpens iron. So how far you think you're gonna go being the evolved one in the room amongst the people that you've been investing your time and energy with. Hell, I've been at this shit for a minute now, and even I am observing where some people are, we are falling out of alignment with one another, and that's okay. I accept it, I surrender to it, I'm fine with it, and it actually creates space for people who do align with me, where I am, where I've evolved to step in, you know what I'm saying, and fill whatever void. So that's something to take into account. I'm going to clarify this message with the Aset Egyptian Oracle cards. Please clarify this message for the Taurus collective at this time. Definitely time to let your light shine. Whatever it is you've been working on in private, just on 1551, it's time to reveal it, and reveal like your interest, you know what I'm saying, your discoveries, your talents, your skills, so that your light can attract your tribe. And count on your ancestors and your spirit guides to help you in that way as well. Okay, you had a few cards to fall out face down, and they fell on top of great achievements and family, friends, and guides. To me, that's kind of speaking to having broken generational curses. Like, you've made an achievement because you've gone further than your ancestors and spirit guides have, and they're rooting for you. They're cheering you on. They are proud of you pushing the needle, challenging the tradition and the ways that you've been taught to, like, step out boldly. For many of you, you've been doing it in private, and they're proud of the progress that you've made even with that, and now they're challenging you to step out into the community, more expressive, and being either a professional assistance in some way to others, or seeking and being open to professional assistance to help take you further along on your spiritual journey. Face down, you got slow victory. Told you. Taurus, represented by the number 15. Some of y'all have made some progress. It's been a long journey, but you've made some progress on your journey, and it fell out on top of great achievements. So there's something worth celebrating about how far you've come on your journey. It took you a minute. It took a little time, but some of the best things take time. You know what I'm saying? Not everything's gonna be a microwave, fast food type of situation. Some shit just gotta slowly cook. And sometimes that's the best meal, the best thing for you to consume, those things that take time to develop. So you got slow victory with Taurus. You got cosmic justice, because balance is being, with Mayat, balance is being restored in your life. Things are being aligned. Justice is being served. Truths are coming to light. Harmony is being restored. Those are all of the things that Mayat represents. And I was just listening to a video on YouTube when I was walking to the gym. My gym walk is like an hour long. It's 3 miles. And I was listening to a video where this lady was talking about how we're entering the season of Mayat. The age of Aquarius is the season of Mayat, where things are being shaken and stirred so that balance can be achieved and restored to civilization as a whole, right? So the truths can come to light and the scales can be balanced. So for many of you, the scales are being balanced in your life, and in this process of becoming elevated and awakened and expanding your consciousness, raising to a higher consciousness, and breaking generational curses and healing trauma and all of the things, you're coming more into Mayat. If you're not familiar with the 42 laws of Mayat, you definitely want to check that out. For some, it's a practice, a daily practice to recite them. But also note that the 42 laws of Ma'at far predate the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments are actually a plagiarized version of the 42 laws of Ma'at. So you may want to check that out as well at this point on your journey. But the scales are being balanced and you're achieving cosmic justice. So not just in this earthly realm, but you're balancing out karma and things that have been out of alignment from different lifetimes and different realms when you were a different entity. Like your whole Akashic record, like the story is being balanced out for you, where you may have sown some negative seeds or some bad seeds or some karmic seeds in other realms or lifetimes, and those things are being reconciled at this point on your journey. And then you got Creator God. This came out in the Aries reading, which absolutely speaks to your capacity to manifest, to create. For many of you, you are rewriting your story, and you are creating a new trajectory for yourselves. You're creating a new narrative in this next chapter of your life that heavily involves tapping in with your sacred temple. Fire spirit. That came out in the Aries reading too. You're passionate. You're tapping in with the energy of fire. You've been activated and something has been initiated or ignited within you, because that is fire energy. Fire energy is used to heat shit up, to create. Light is fire energy. So you got fire spirit at the top of the deck, and at the bottom, Amun Ra. Miracle creation, represented by the number 1. So with 29, you got 11. And with Amun Ra, you got 1. So for many of you, you may be seeing the numbers 111, which is symbolic of new beginnings that are more aligned or meant to get you in alignment with your highest calling, with your higher self. But there's a miracle creation that is coming of, and then that one candle just went out. That last one that was lit just went out. This is a new beginning for y'all. Y'all are like opening up to a whole new world, a whole new quality of life, connecting with new people and having new experiences. This is absolutely a rebirth, and for many of you, it's going to seem miraculous to you, and it's definitely going to seem miraculous to the people around you, and everybody ain't going to be clapping for you, but that's all right, because at this point on the journey, you know that you can't rely on that external validation. You can't rely on everybody's high five or their for them to co-sign the moves that you're making. For many of us, we are taking the road less traveled, and so it takes courage. It takes strength to do that, and not everybody is gonna be able to go along for the ride, and that is perfectly fine. It may sting a little bit, but trust me, you get used to it, especially as you learn to step into witness consciousness and you trust more in where the divine is leading you. Your attachment to other people, it's amazing how you're able to practice the law of detachment and still be grateful for the experience, for the individual, for what's ahead, for the unknown, because that is what your higher self requires of you, for one thing. I'm going to close this message out with a message from the White Light Oracle. If you clarify this message for the Taurus collective, the White Light Oracle. So at the top of the deck, you have the Spirit Bear of 396 Hertz, represented by the number 15, which breaks down to a 6. This definitely speaks to your relationships. And at the bottom of the deck, you did have friends and colleagues. But with the Spirit Bear of 396 Hertz, you definitely should work with 396 Hertz in your meditation when you're tapping into the sacred temple. And bear energy, which is one of like hibernating and going within. At the bottom of the deck, you have Garuda Saparna, represented by the number 42, which gives you another 6. Again, more emphasis on your relationships. So you got the number 6 with the spirit bear of 396 hertz. You got the number 6, the 6 of spirit with family, friends, and guides. And then you got 42, which breaks down to a 6 with Garuda Saparna. And that looks like an eagle. I don't know what the hell Garuda Saparna means, but I'm going to read the message of both. And then we're going to close this out. So, I'm way off. It says you are being healed from guilt and fear. Such emotions will no longer steal your personal power or dissuade you from confidence, happiness, and realizing your own worth. Again, that individualization, like no longer allowing guilt, fear, and fear what people gonna say, and imposter syndrome, that within you that talks you out of your blessings and has you self-sabotaging when something good comes along or being presented to you. Like, we're not wasting our time on this shit no more, because we're healing it, and not only healing it within ourselves, but healing it for our entire ancestral line. And we're beginning to realize our worth. It's been a long process, a slow victory, but Taurus is the child of Isis and Osiris. So as a result of divine feminine energy and divine masculine energy in your life, possibly outside of you and within you, as within so without, this is what is being born or has been born within you, this Horus energy that is very divinely protected, and knowing your worth. So you protect yourself, you protect those qualities within yourself that you found to be very valuable and make you who you are. So it says, no matter how unlikely it may seem, you are going to emerge from a spiritual winter into light and life. And at the top of the deck, you had the spirit bear. Bears hibernate in the winter. So you're going from that energy with the spirit bear to whatever Garuda Saparna is, and it being this eagle energy. I'm willing to bet you it's speaking to seeing things from a higher perspective, or having like a clear view and focus on things. But it says the divinely ordained time of your liberation, healing, and emerging is much closer than you realize. Abundant blessings are stirring and shall soon manifest. The frequency of 396 hertz is deeply nurturing and protective. It is the heart frequency of the universal mother, protecting her young, deflecting negativity, and refusing to overly condition the youthful mind. She looks out for them and provides warnings lest they wander too far from their authentic path. But she also encourages the child to learn who they are, to courageously explore their world, and to enjoy their freedom. Irrespective of our personal experience with our biological mother, the divine mother energy in the soul is loving, protective, available, and kind. This inner mother love enables us to develop our own sense of personal value, belonging, and home. In connection with the inner divine mother, we feel loved, wanted, and held. We know ourselves well enough to understand what we need, and we value ourselves enough to live in such a way that our needs are met. We recognize that we matter, no more than any other, but enough to feel self-love and self-respect. We can connect to our authentic life path because we feel worthy of it. This nurturing frequency heals the heart and softens the walls, which keep love out due to past abandonment and betrayal. Many of you are healing those past abandonment and betrayal wounds, be they from your childhood, early adulthood, and even in other lifetimes, and feeling more nurtured and supported in some way. And that's been helping you with this slow victory and this miracle creation. Like this version of you that's about to pop out. People ain't gonna listen. I'm telling you, they ain't gonna be able to take you. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. It's meant to be that way, because the ones that can't handle you ain't meant to handle you. So it says, when we are more open to life, the path to fruition becomes more accessible and direct. When we connect with our authentic path, we can access the abundance of spiritual support available to us and make the most spiritual progress. That guidance may arise as a no or a not right now or a yes and go for it. When we are in the heart, we will clearly sense such guidance and take comfort in it rather than fight against it. As we let go of our defense systems, disabling fear and guilt from running our lives, and instead deal with them as occasional interlopers that need to be cleared and healed. We stop fearing we will never have what we genuinely want and need. We realize that we are loved, know how to love, and are naturally, innately beings of love. I love this. It says the spirit bear connects us to the restorative power of hibernation, that deep rest of body and mind. If you are highly strung and, like many modern people, find it hard to consciously relax your body and mind through spiritual practices, Spirit Bear brings the comfort and encouragement to allow your mind to rest within the body. It is as if the mind were in a cave for renewal, safe from predators and external forces, undisturbed and able to rest. This oracle urges you to go within, where there is a tremendous healing force awakening. Give it the time and space it needs to do its best work for you. Some of y'all are coming out of a self-imposed like hermit mode or high priestess mode, where you've been kind of in your cave, going within, meditating, learning about spirituality, hibernating, on a path of self-discovery that has not involved a whole lot of chatter or outside influences. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about those of you who live in paranoia of negative energy or outside noise or entities. God has not given us the spirit of fear. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those who have gone within in order to fortify themselves, to learn, to grow, to not project their fears onto other, but to like do their shadow work and really get to the bottom of where their fears generate from. You know what I'm saying? Like to really tap in with the monsters under the bed and be like, who sent you? Who the fuck are you? What do you want? Where did you come from? And go back wherever you came from, never to return again type shit. But you're coming out of that and into this Garuda Saparna energy, which I'm really interested in seeing what the hell that's about. Okay. Cultivate confidence in yourself. You have the inner spiritual power to deal wisely and effectively with any situation. Don't allow anyone to take advantage of your kind nature. Reflect upon what action feels best for you to take and then follow through with decisiveness. Do not allow negativity to get a grip in your life. Positive energy and outcomes are indicated. Again, this journey of individualization, doing what it is that you're being led to do, what you desire to do, having the confidence to honor yourself and make the decision that is best for you as you are being divinely led and not according to what other people think or got to say. Garuda is the mystical king of the birds, a mighty eagle-like divine creature celebrated in the spiritual traditions of the East. In Sanskrit, Suparna means to have powerful wings and fly well. This has spiritual significance as Garuda can cover great distances and reach tremendous heights. This is your forward progression, not only upward but onward, and far distances. Not only upward just a little bit, but like the sky's the limit. And you know what I'm saying, like beyond the sky is the limit. Garuda's earthly counterpart, the eagle, is said to use the powerful winds of a storm to fly above it rather than get caught within it. The eagle spirit is a wisdom teacher, one who advises how to utilize the storms of ego to fuel your capacity to rise spiritually, to face problems head on and use them to heal and to grow. Eagle seeks higher sanctuary where negatives can be dealt with before they cause further problems. Facing your fears, facing your opposition, facing whatever obstacles stand in your way instead of running and hide and say like this bear spirit where you go in the cave. You know what I'm saying? Where you dwell, you go within your dwelling place to seek security. No, I'm outside with it, and I'm taking the higher approach. You know what I'm saying? I'm flying high. I'm seeing shit clearly. I'm confidently approaching this situation and speaking my heart, my peace, my mind. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not stooping to nobody's level. Like, I'm handling this shit as I'm being divinely led. So it says, ego seeks higher sanctuary where negativities can be dealt with before they cause further problems. Another Sanskrit word, according to Garuda, is Vishari, which essentially means conqueror of poisons. Garuda Suparna argues a time when you will need to rise above the pettiness of ego and ensure you nip negativities in the bud, lest they become powerful enough to cause havoc in your heart. You don't need to become ensnared within the drama of ego. Garuda fights on the side of the light and is a bringer of powerful protection and hope, and is a symbol of rebirth. He is a capable warrior. His dark side can be seen in that he is merciless. In Buddhism, he is known as the dignity of wisdom. Sometimes our compassion can outweigh our wisdom. Our empathy allows troublesome behaviors or circumstances to fester and develop into far greater problems later on. Whatever you facing, count on your inner reserve of courage and strength. Strength being very symbolic of this 888 portal energy, to face it. Call on your ancestors and spirit guides to give you the courage, the words, the actions to face it, and face it from your higher being. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we find ourselves fighting between our lower self and our higher self. You definitely want to take the higher approach in these situations. And sometimes people think taking the higher level approach means ignoring it or turning the other cheek. Yeah, no ma'am, no sir. That's not it. You know what I'm saying? You handle it with integrity. But if that means telling somebody to fuck off, it is what it is. If that means blocking a number, it is what it is. If that means making a decision that others would not necessarily be pleased with, but it's what's best for you and it's what's been you've been divinely led to do, then so be it. Our empathy allows troublesome behaviors or circumstances to fester and develop into far greater problems later on. If we had listened to our wisdom, we would have cut them off at the root. But while it can be harder to do so later, it is not impossible. And it is Garuda who teaches us to be unyielding when that is what wisdom calls for. Ego socializes with its own kind. Then we talk about these friends and colleagues, like-minded souls, connecting with people who help you elevate and grow and provide support and have similar interests. Therefore, an aspect of its medicine is to seek those who resonate at a similar spiritual frequency and are committed to a higher path. Such kindred spirits will not necessarily have the same belief systems. They may seem quite different to you in many ways. Yet, if someone has a commitment to honoring the hearts of all beings, they are likely to be good company for your soul. Garuda Ego Medicine empowers us to discern the real quality of our relationships. The company you keep can have a profound effect. You have the spiritual right and responsibility to choose which company you keep. You don't need to judge, for everyone is taking their own journey and working to heal their karma, but you do need to discern. Again, this is so much like the Aries reading that came out that I did right before y'all. So if you resonate, check that reading out as well. Garuda has the mystical power to grow or shrink depending on what is needed to accomplish his heroic task. By becoming large enough to block the sun and cause thunderstorms just by flapping his wings, to becoming small enough to hide in a crevice to craftily avoid capture. Garuda teaches us when to step up and shine bright and bold, and when to fly under the proverbial radar. The Oracle of Garuda Suparna is a talisman of divine protection and soul smart strategy. Garuda is a wild spirit, free and instinctive. His is the wisdom and empowerment needed to rise above negativity, not from avoidance, but from a place of wisdom and clarity. This oracle guides you to rely on your instincts and be true to your heart. In doing so, you may not always look like a perfect person from the outside, but you are proceeding in resonance with your own heart wisdom. God is so loving that all that is required from us is that we operate in love. You know what I'm saying? Like, and because of how this world has conditioned us to be hateful and vindictive and taught us this, I'm trying to think of the right word, this distorted view of what love is, all the conditions of love. A lot of us are having to relearn what love looks like, and we're having to start with love for ourselves. And when you love yourself, you don't let people treat you no any ass way. You don't put your needs and desires on the backboard burner in order to not offend others. That is not of God. It is not that whole thing that they teach you in church about giving the shirt off of your back so that another motherfucker won't freeze. What about you? You got to make sure you first, like they say on the plane. Put your gas mask on first in case of an emergency. And then you make sure your neighbor's straight. So a lot of this message is definitely calling forth that type of a self-love, especially as it relates to your decision making and who you connect with, who you disconnect from, and how you move forward in your life. What miracles are being created. The miracles that are being created in your life are the result of your growth, your expansion, your elevation, your ascension, your spiritual transformation. So I hope the message found you well, Taurus. If it did not find you well, I hope that it leaves you well as you're shifting from this bear energy into this eagle energy. If you are needing professional assistance along your journey, feel free to email me at turquoisemajesty@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. If you would like to donate to the channel, that information is in the description box below. And until next time, y'all, peace.